Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. I have a really good update today for Alice in Wonderland. Now I am currently working on 4 products and I get to roll out 3 of them today. Super exciting. Basically, just a little rundown. I created this project a few years ago. I brought it back last year and I am doing it again this year. All of the information is linked down below, but there are 23 prompts I think in this one. Double check. Yeah, there's 23 prompts in this one. And basically, you're just trying to get through all 23 prompts within the year, complete all of your goals to completely finish the project. If you happen to roll in a prompt, but you don't have an item to go with that, you can put that prompt off to the side or re-roll something else, but you just have to make sure you get back to that prompt before you can actually finish off and complete this project. So you're working anywhere between 3 to 5 products. Like I said, I am currently working on 4 of them. You set your own goals. A couple of the prompts might have a goal already set to it. Other than that, you decide what you want and it's pretty easy going. So feel free to join in. We are a few months into this. It started back in July of this year and it's going to go until July 25th of 2026. So we're going to get into it. I'm really excited. I so far have rolled out 1 prompt, which was the Queen of Hearts, my Tower 28 blush. It was to wear away the embossments. Today we get to roll out 3 prompts, which is super exciting. The 3 that we are rolling out have been rolled over from 2 updates ago. So we're gonna chat about those first and then get into what I rolled in last month. So the very first prompt and product we're going to talk about is Wake Up, Alice Wake Up, which was a product that you wish you didn't own or you regret purchasing. And that was my tartelette toasted palette. That was hard to say. If you watched my eyeshadow palette early retiree video that went up a few days ago, you would know that I have put that palette into retirement. I did not reach for it even one time. There was really nothing that even made me think of that palette, made me want to gravitate towards that palette. I believe only one time over the last couple of months is when I thought about using that palette, but then I just decided against it. And that was kind of the end of it. So that has gone into my makeup memory box. So we will be rolling something in to replace that prompt a little bit later. Now, I have had a couple products that I have been working on for the last couple months, which are really, really exciting. So the first one is Alice in Wonderland. So it was like your newest product. And I rolled in my Fenty Killawatt Highlight Duo in Lightning Dust and Fire Crystal. I wanted to wear away the embossment on both sides of these highlighters. Now, last month you saw I had some pretty good usage, and this is where we are at today. I'm calling this complete. I'm calling it worn away. As much as I was trying to have the product go down evenly, you can tell where there's some really good dips going where the embossments were. Obviously you have the little corners, but it was like, I'm not going to be nitpicky. This is good. I was like pretty sure I'm about to hit pan on this shade right here. I didn't want to do that before this update. I want to like hold on to this highlighter a little bit. So I did actually stop using this probably a couple of weeks ago or so. I figured this is good enough for me. They are worn away. I've got real good dips going on in here. And if I continued to use it every day, which is how I was wearing this, I would have definitely hit pan by now in at least one, maybe even both shades. But we are rolling her out and it was really nice to work on this. But I did definitely miss like wearing a couple of other highlighters. So taking the last couple weeks, just kind of wear what I want. It's been nice. But she has been in for a good time and I'm excited about it. Next was It's Only a Dream, which was a discontinued product or something that was limited edition. You guys, my Mercury retrograde palette. Now I just rolled a shade in here into what product did I, or what project did I just upload? Oh, Deck of Panning, duh. So I showed this palette to you guys then, but I did cover up the shade that I was working on, which has been Crash. My goal was to hit side pan. Now, I don't have a starting photo. You would have to go back to when I rolled this palette in to see how much of the shade I have actually used, but I have gotten through so much of that shade and I actually hit side pan on it probably a few days ago now, and I was like so excited about it. It wasn't quite halfway through the pan, but it was definitely a good maybe quarter of the way, a third of the way. I didn't want to focus on this side because I knew it wouldn't take long at all. These two have obviously expanded with the amount of usage that I've had, but I now have side pan and crash, which is really exciting. I have not reached for this shade yet, but this is the one that is in deca panning, so I will be taking a progress starting photo and showing you guys that in that project. But other than that, this is what the baby's looking like, and I'm pretty happy with this. So slowly but surely, this palette's gonna make its way to as empty as possible over the next while. So get used to seeing her. She'll be around for a bit, but as for now, she will be taking a rest from this project. And then that brings me to what was rolled in last month, which is You Are Entirely Bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. So it's a product that you like that most people don't. Now, of course, it's more or less the brand that a lot of people don't like, which is Too Faced. But I went with the You're So Hot palette. This was a holiday collection a few years ago. And my goal for this was to use it No Pan Left Behind style, minus the beige matte shade in here, but do it 2 times each. I have not reached for this palette at all. I like actually forgot about it until I went back the other day to go look at this update and see what was actually in this project, because sometimes I mix them up with my other ones. And I remembered about this one, but I couldn't remember what my goal was. So I have not reached for this, but that's okay. I mean, I only have this one product that's rolling into this upcoming round, so I'm not mad about it at all. I figured it, you know, I can have one instead of doing a complete refresh for this upcoming month. But we do have to use every single shade in here, like I said, minus this one, twice. So I think I could probably do that within like 2 looks, couple of days, so I don't think it's gonna take much time at all. There has been a couple of other things that I wanted to focus on a little bit more than this, so if this is around for just a little bit longer, I'm okay with that. We're coming into the holiday season, not quite yet, but soon. So even if this is in for a few more months because I want to focus on other stuff, I'm okay with that. So this is what is rolling over, and we get to roll in 3 brand new prompts. Now, unfortunately, my phone that I usually roll on is dead. I am charging it, so I'm gonna go take a quick look and see where it's at and if it's alive enough for me to actually roll with you guys. If not, I will be having to roll off of my phone that I'm filming on, so I will screen record and show you guys what I will be working on. So I also don't know where my notebook is that has all of the prompts. They are on the description box, which is what I'm looking at right now. So just to make sure that I'm not re-rolling the same prompts in here, I will be going through that just to make sure. So give me a moment. Let me go see if I can roll on there or if I'll be rolling here, and I will be right back with new prompts. Okay, so my phone was only at 3%. I did let it charge just a little bit more so I can roll with you guys, and I did already set this up. So we have the number 1 through 23. Going to pull up my numbers again, my prompts. We are going to roll in 3 brand new prompts, and let's see what the first one is. We have number 22, which is the end, a product that you want to finish off. Number 15 is You're Entirely Bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. I already have that, so we are going to re-roll for that one. Not 15 again. 21 is Wake Up Alice, Wake Up, product you regret. We already did that one. Number 8 is Who Are You? A palette with a color story that best describes you. Okay, so we got 2. And our last one is number 13, which is The Garden, one of your prettiest products, so either the packaging or the color story. So that one along with number 8. We'll see what I come up with. Okay, so let me go and find some products that I want to work on. So again, we have a product that I want to finish off. We have a palette with a color story that best describes you, and then one of the prettiest products in your category or in your collection. Okay, be right back again. That took so much longer than I thought. Like, my phone's basically dead already. Not that I need it anymore, thank goodness. But oh my gosh. Okay. Let's start off with, I don't even know what order I randomized things in, but we're just going to start off with what is, I guess, in numerical order. No, we're not. we're gonna get to that one last. Okay. The first product that I picked off, okay, the end is a product that you want to finish off. That's what we're going to chat about first. You guys may recognize this packaging if you have been around for a bit, and you guys may recognize these highlighters. This one right down here, I had in a project earlier this year, and this is what was left of it. I had hit pan, I had repressed this. These are the Bitterlace Beauty highlighters. I want to completely finish this off. I had said it towards the end of that project when I think I finished it, like the project ended. And I can't remember what my goal was, probably to hit pan or something like that. And I just continued using it. So I want to completely finish off this highlighter. It is going to be bittersweet, absolutely, because it is one of my favorites. I have not reached for it since the end of that project, so it has taken its time out, but I am ready to bring her back in, and I'm going to absolutely love this. I really do think that's not going to take me very long at all, and that could definitely be a rollout for next month, which would be really exciting because I decided I was going to pull in another highlighter for the prompt, the garden, one of your prettiest products, and this could have been packaging, the color story. I had a bit of a hard time with this one, not as much as the next one, which we'll get into in a moment, but I decided I was gonna go with my Milk Makeup Highlighter in the shade Lit. Now, I swatched a couple different highlighters and I was debating between a couple. There was this one and Enlightened by Rare Beauty, and once I kind of put them both on, like swatched them on the back of my hand and blended them out, I really, really liked this one. Just a touch bit more than the Rare Beauty one. I do love that highlighter. So we are going with this highlight right here. Now, I don't quite have a goal for this, so I'm thinking maybe just a usage because I'm going to be using this one first, more than likely, completely finishing this one off, and then I will reach into this one once that's done. Might be only a week from now, might be a couple weeks from now. We'll see how it goes. If I can obviously reach for this before I finish that one if I feel like it too. So I think I might give myself a usage goal. 10 is coming to mind, but I think I want to up it actually a little bit, and I think I want to throw on... Today's the 23rd that I'm filming. We're going to throw on a 23 use goal. Why not? Give myself something a little bit more challenging, a number that's not super, super common, just something kind of like, you know, make it a little bit more fun. So this highlight I want to use 23 times. Now, believe it or not, the Who Are You, a palette with a color story that best describes you. This was so difficult. I went through so many different palettes trying to figure out which color story it like spoke to me the most, and there was definitely a few, and they all spoke to me for different reasons. Some are more me in the spring summertime with the fun bright colors. Some are me a little bit more muted and neutral with this time of year, a little bit more on the orange side, a little bit more, you know, it's hard to say. It was really, really hard for me to figure out what I wanted to pull in for this prompt. So I had tried filming it for you guys a little bit ago, but unfortunately I couldn't quite figure out how to do this. So I think if I try to do any overheads, I might have to sit on the ground, which is fine because that's how I used to do all my videos, just sitting on the ground. So I'm going to maybe try that for like collection videos in the future. But I went through all of my eyeshadow singles because I had purchased a bunch of these acrylic palettes from, I think it's Krypton Beauty. I had seen Laura Force with her Pan Those eyeshadows, have a couple of them that she's using and putting her shadows into. So I had originally bought one to put my Glaminatrix Nearly Naturals palette in it, which is one that I did consider for this prompt as well. But I actually just recently purchased a bunch of these little palettes, different sizes, quite a few 6-pan palettes, just to put all of my singles into them so I can see through them, because I had not been reaching for my singles at all. I tried a little bit with Project Level Up, but once I hit level 3 and completed that, I didn't keep going with it. So I am actually using a curated palette of singles that I put together. So when I went through my singles, I was like, they're all technically like me because I put them together that way. But I decided I was going to go with the neutral version of the palette that I put together. This has got a little bit of everything that I really enjoy, especially for this time of year. We have our neutrals, we have our like peachy shade here, some lighter neutrally pink shades, and then we have a couple of like really neutral but fun shimmers that I really enjoy. I believe these ones are Terra Moon. Nope, they are actually both Looksy. We have Cookie Dough and Salted Caramel here. So we have Sydney Grace, Iced Mocha, Sydney Grace Pumpkin Spice Latte. We have one by, oh no, that's also Sydney Grace, but I can't remember, Hot Cocoa or something like that. Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy Rides Again. We have Urban Decay Diamond Dog. This is Looksy Halo. This one is just a MAC shade called Brown, so it's not magnetic, but it's in here. And this is Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. And then, like I said, the two Looksy shades on the end. So I want to reach for this No Pan Left Behind style, but I also want to like dip into it like 5 times in total. So it doesn't have to be No Pan Left Behind 5 times. I do just want to reach for every shade in here at least once. But I do want to come out and dip into this like 5 times, whether it's 5 looks just created with this palette, or I use a couple of shades in here with other palettes to create a look. As long as I'm dipping into it 5 times plus the No Pan Left Behind. So technically 6 dips into this palette one way or another, whether I'm using all shades, whether I'm using one shade, it's gonna count as one use or one dip into the palette, I guess. So I'm really excited. I absolutely love how these look. And I think now that these are in these acrylic, beautiful packaging, there's no like names to cover anything up. You can clearly see what's in them. I'm really hoping that this is gonna help me reach for these singles in the future and get a lot more use on them. I think it's definitely helping with this project right now. We're going to try and see if we can make this happen. So this is what I have in for a palette that best describes you. Now, again, if I was to roll this prompt in, say in the summertime, it definitely could have been a different palette, something a little bit more fun, a little bit more bright and colorful. But right now with this time of year, the end of October, this is kind of what I'm leaning towards. I'm kind of really reaching a lot more for the brown neutral shades recently, opposed to some of like the more fun shades in my collection. But regardless, I am really excited about what I'm going to be working on. So I do actually, now that I look and see, I have 2 eyeshadow palettes and I also have 2 highlighters. So when we come back next month, I really do think that the Bitterlace Beauty highlighter is going to be gone. It's going to be a moment, but it's okay. And then I think I might even be able to get this one rolled out if I use it every day. We'll have to see how that goes. And then I'm curious to see where I'm gonna be at with this. If I reach for this palette here, like I said, I don't mind if it's in for a few months. It's just No Pan Left Behind on 7 of the shades that are in there. And then I wanna dip into this one. A total of 6, do No Pan Left Behind on everything one time, and then dip into it another 5 times to create looks, whether it's with other palettes or just that one by itself. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and stay tuned for next month to see where we are at. Down in the description box is everything you need to know, along with who has been joining me on this project. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you would like to join in, even though we are into it a little bit, you still have time. Like I said, you just have to go through all 23 prompts within the 12-month, 13th month, because it ends in July, starts in July, time period. And you can do that how you wish. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.